What's up guys, it's Lord Botha here with another video, and we are discussing Black Myth Wukong again today as they have shattered yet another record. This comes to us from PC Gamer. Black Myth Wukong is already one of the fastest selling games of all time, moving almost as many units in 1 week as Elden Ring and Cyberpunk did in their first months. Black Myth Wukong's first week of sales numbers are in. 10 million units sold, which, as industry analyst Daniel Ahmed pointed out, is a record-breaking performance that leaves some of the biggest releases of the past few years in the dust. For perspective, it took Hogwarts Legacy 3 months to sell 15 million copies, 1 month for Elden Ring to sell 13 million copies, 1 month for Cyberpunk to sell almost 14 million copies, 5 months for Baldur's Gate 3 to sell over 20 million copies, and 3 months for Helldivers 2 to sell 12 million copies. So at this continued pace, Black Myth Wukong is going to overshadow all of these large name games of the past few years. The only game that even comes close is the player base of the online game Palworld, which had 19 million players in the first 2 weeks, a mark that Black Myth Wukong seems to be on track to surpass. It's a sales figure that lines up with Wukong having leapfrogged the competition to be the second most played game in Steam's history. That's right, the only game that has a larger record for most concurrent players is PUBG. I don't think Black Myth Wukong will get there, but they have gotten close and they've leapfrogged very highly the second highest game. However, the primary audience for Black Myth Wukong seems to be China and the rest of the East. The primary driver of Wukong's sales success is its popularity in China, where developer Game Science is based. 93% of Wukong's Steam reviews are in simplified Chinese, and Steam shattered its previous download bandwidth record by a whopping 28 terabytes per second on Wukong's August 20th launch. 82% of that traffic originated in East Asia. So there you have it. Wukong has hit that $10 million mark, shattering records, and is on pace to shatter even more. The vast majority of the audience that seems interested in Wukong initially, though, seems to be in China. However, that hasn't stopped its popularity abroad to stir up speculation that Wukong might actually be a Chinese PSYOP. This comes to us from South China Morning Post. Will Black Myth Wukong Gaming Mania mark a turning point for China's soft power fortunes? For those of you who don't know what soft power is, there's essentially two kinds of powers within diplomacy. Hard power are your tangible assets, basically your guns, your rockets, your military, all of that. Things that you can use to enforce your power physically. While soft power is considered diplomacy, espionage, and even influential culture. Success of the action game based on the 16th century classic scene to highlight how China can pursue its often heavily assailed soft power agenda. Asked whether the gamified Wukong could be considered an ambassador for China, Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Mao Ning said on Wednesday that the game, seemingly inspired by a Chinese classic, spoke to the appeal of Chinese culture. According to Zheng Hang, assistant professor of media and communications at the Jiao Tong Liverpool University, the AAA premium game was good soft power vessel offering immense potential. Wang said the explosive and positive reaction towards the game embodied China's championing of techno-nationalism, or the use of technology to project global influence, and complemented its existing cultural endeavors. It fits well with the state's initiative in boosting its international communication, exemplified by various going-out strategies in the media cultural scene. Domestically, it also helps shore up a sense of cultural confidence. A new face of Journey to the West indicates elevated levels of cultural creativity and innovation, which are often the heavily assailed aspects of China's soft power agenda. Non-state actors that operate on a market logic, which Game Science, which is a non-state actor business, even though all businesses in China have some kind of involvement of the Chinese Communist Party, may have a better chance at winning people's hearts and minds because their cultural influence is more subtle and appealing than things that are more overtly ideological and propagandistic. So to those who claim that Game Science's Black Myth Wukong is a bit of a PSYOP by the Chinese, or at least being looked at by the Communist Chinese Party as a way to promote their culture and interest in the nation of China overall to the West, basically being used as a diplomatic tool, there is some credence to that belief. We do have actual academics on the record stating that this is most likely being used as a tool for this purpose, and we even have a diplomatic Chinese minister also on record saying that its popularity is good for China, but still not going full out and saying that it is specifically a diplomatic tool of the Chinese. But whether Black Myth Wukong is being used as a diplomatic tool of the Chinese, or whether it's just a really good game that's popular both in the East and in the West, and is making money hand over fist, and that's all that it is, the success of this game cannot be denied, and I think the award season is going to be very heavily focused on this game. But those are just my thoughts on the recent successes of Black Myth Wukong. If you have your own thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you liked this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you watching all of it, and we'll talk to you again later.